Greetings, everyone. This is Daniel Badillo. I'm so glad you've able to tune in today. Today, I just want to talk to you about turbulence. And if you have been like me to travel maybe short distances, long distances such as Sweden, Switzerland, China, Puerto Rico, Germany, and abroad, you know that we've all gone through that experience of feeling turbulence in an aircraft. One of the things about turbulence is that it can go for miles on end. And quite frankly, turbulence does not discriminate. It doesn't matter if you're in first class and you're a CEO of a company, or you're way back there in the aircraft in aisle, E30 something, close to that restroom. Turbulence does not discriminate who you are. Whether you're rich or poor, high class, low class, doesn't matter if you're an unknown or a celebrity. Once you're up there 30,000 feet in the air going like 700 miles per hour, we are all definitely in the same aircraft experiencing the same elements of the atmosphere, which is turbulence. Turbulence can go for miles on end, and though we cannot see anything throughout the aircraft windows, one of the things that is so impressive is that we keep on moving forward. When you're there, we actually rely on the experience, the skills, and the capabilities of that crew, of that pilot and co-pilot, to really steer us through that turbulence. Sometimes he has to find that open pocket of airspace, or maybe travel further, take that aircraft further up in the air in order to avoid having us to experience that turbulence. And when you look out through that window, all you see is dense clouds. You really can't see anything, but one thing is for certain: that aircraft is still moving forward. So we don't have to fear the sound of the turbulence. We don't have to fear the lightning that sometimes hits that aircraft. We simply have to remain still in our position because we are moving forward despite the turbulence. Now, when we think about turbulence in your own life, we see that turbulence can affect your business. You may be feeling turbulence in your workplace, in your strategies, in your projects. You may be feeling turbulence in your academic journey, in your mental or physical health. You may be experiencing turbulence in a relationship, in your finances, potentially in your career. You may be feeling turbulence today in your investment. You may be feeling emotional turbulence, and you are so frustrated with your current state of being that it's a rocky road, it's a roller coaster. You go up in your emotions, you go down, you go sideways. Sometimes you don't know what to do. But one thing's for certain: sometimes you just gotta remain still. You may be feeling turbulence in your lack of acquisitions that, affect your current state of living, your quality of life, and you just don't know what to do. Sometimes, and as it always happens, when we feel turbulence, we feel, genuinely scared. I call it the white knuckle syndrome, where all you can do is really hold on to that seat for dear life, and you just got to press on. You look to the side and you see that other passengers are experiencing the same things. Some babies cry, some people yell. You hear the luggage inside those compartments rattling and shaking, and it's truly a genuine fearful experience. People don't know what's happening in the inside of you when you're going through your own personal turbulence. You may be feeling lonely and in despair. You may be feeling out of control, which is completely natural. And in business, in a relationship, in our works, in our careers, that's exactly what happens. People see you that exteriorly you're okay, you seem fine because you dress the part, you act the part, you talk the part, but they do not know the turbulence that's happening inside of you. One thing that I personally know is that turbulence, personal turbulence, it does test your character. It does test your skills. It does test your abilities and capabilities to perform. Turbulence tests your resiliency. It tests your character. It tests your talents. It tests whether or not you can be productive in the middle of the storm. Turbulence tests your resolve. It challenges your vision, your dreams, and your aspiration. Turbulence tests our mental state of being, our physical and spiritual strength, and the ability simply to press forward despite the obstacles and the hindrances that we face along the way. Now, one of the things that I have personally experienced through my own personal wilderness and turbulence moments is that turbulence exposes whether or not we are capable to perform in difficult times. People are going to want to know whether you're credible, whether you're worth investing in, whether you practice what you preach in the midst of turbulence. So, of course, we have to have the correct fortitude, and we have to be able to soar over the giants along our own personal journey, because we have an audience of people really wanting to find out whether we're going to soar over the storm or whether we're going to succumb to the challenges of the turbulence. Now, we don't have time to waste, so we know that turbulence is expected. We know that whether you're a CEO or simply a janitor in a mom and pop shop, we're all going to be able to experience that sort of turbulence. So we have to have the correct mental, physical, spiritual fuel to stir up this inner fire and awaken those dreams and aspirations in us, that will to fight, that lion inside of us, in order to press forward in the midst of turbulence. Now, one of the things that I want to advise you today is that don't lose momentum regardless of the turbulence you are experiencing. When you are in that aircraft, once again, that example that I brought up, there's really nothing you can do but sit tight, put on your seatbelt, if that helps anything, at 30,000 feet above air, and simply trust in the abilities of that pilot to move forward. The same thing holds true with you. You have to trust in your instincts. You have to trust in your gut feeling. You have to trust in your spiritual experience, for that matter. And you have to know that despite this rocky season, you still are going to press forward. You have to create an environment that nourishes your goals and those dreams and those objectives, those post signs that are along the way, and those milestones that you encounter. You have to really dig deep and create an environment that encourages you and motivates you in order to press forward. Another thing that I want to advise you is that don't succumb or give into the climate of pessimism and cynicism, but rather surround yourself by people who value your calling, value your gift, value your talents, and value your abilities. You have to look for personal cheerleaders. Get good friends and good business partners and good co-workers and great mentors that can fuel your life and keep you aligned with those goals and those objectives. It doesn't matter how many times you look out the cabin window in an aircraft and you don't see anything happen immediately. But rest assured, there's always somebody on your left and on your right encouraging you. Hey, we just got to hold on. You just got to remain seated. You have to press forward, because there's no other way to go but forward. There's no pause in the air. The aircraft can't go here or there. It moves forward. The same thing it is with your life's ambitions and your dreams and your aspirations. You have to press forward despite the storm and despite the rocky roads along your way. You have to press forward, because life is short, no doubt. I want to advise you that and tell you that you were born to win. You were gifted with talents and abilities, whether it be your faith, whether it be the experiences that you have acquired. You were born to win. Don't look to your left. Don't look to your right. Don't listen to the naysayers. Don't look how high the mountains are or how fierce the giants seem to be. You were born to win. You cannot quit in this day, in this hour. You've come too far. You suffered too long. You sacrificed so much in order to succumb to the turbulence that has presented itself along the way. You were born to win. Don't forego your strategies and don't let your dreams die. Once again, don't forego your strategies and don't let your dreams die, for you were born to win. So this is my advice for you today. You're probably going through a business plan, a business model. You have strategies laid out. You have already investments that are placed. You're awaiting a return on investment. You're waiting on an open door. You're waiting on an opportunity. You're waiting on connections and associations that will help you along the way. And if you have come to a season of your life that it's momentarily you experience turbulence along the way, and this turbulence is making you doubt, and this turbulence is making you look in the opposite direction of your dreams and aspirations, then you need to refocus today and go back to the reasons why you started in the first place and how you will be impactful and impact people along the way. Listen to the feelings of your heart, of your mind. Believe in yourself, believe in your potential, press forward, because you will surely arrive at your destination. One of the things that I've always experienced, and sometimes it's just short flights, it could be a half an hour flights from one city, small city, to a larger airport, is that, turbulence comes in every shape and form. And whether it be a small aircraft or a larger aircraft, we're going to experience turbulence. It comes unexpected. We don't know the climate changes, the atmosphere changes, and so forth. But you have to be mentally prepared to know beforehand that you will experience trials and tribulations along the way. You will experience difficulties along the way. And let me just lay it out. We do not always have a plan B or C laid out. We do not always have a contingency plan to mitigate or to resolve very unique situations that we encounter. They're not always all the same for everybody. They're very unique and tailor-made to what you're going through. But if you are emotionally and spiritually prepared, whether you have the experience, the fortitude to move forward, you will arrive at your destination. Fortunately for me, I have always arrived at my destination despite the rockiness and the turbulence that I have experienced. Those pilots are able to maneuver that aircraft and find that safe zone to arrive at that airport and have a safe landing, and I'm able to, once again, just go to my next stop, to my next destination. The same holds true for you. You may be going from one project to another project, from one strategy to another strategy, from one value stream to another value stream, from one investment to another investment, from one acquisition to another acquisition. And throughout those multiple layers and steps and process steps that you are navigating through, you have been able to surpass all these turbulences. And if that held true for last year and the year before, the same holds true for you today. You will overcome this turbulence. You will overcome this ill relationship that you have encountered potentially at the workplace. You will surpass those academic challenges. You will surpass those business endeavors. You will surpass every project, every health condition, every obstacle or hindrance in your career, whether it be you're going through a frustrating state of mind, whether you're lacking certain acquisitions, whether you don't know where your academic journey will take you, just let me tell you that you will surpass and you will arrive at your destination despite the obstacles along the way, despite the turbulences that come unannounced. You will surpass and you will arrive at your destination. So take this advice that move forward despite the crisis, because you are more than equipped and you were born to win.